When you make a travel purchase, do you look into what you're buying? Or just assume that it's what you expect it to be? These are their stories.
In spite of a superb trip, we feel cheated.
Cheated is a strong word, and I'm pretty sure that is incorrect as well. Let's see how this pans out.
No, it wasn't the truculent weather.
Truculent? Are you sure you're using that correctly, or are you just trying to impress me with your vocabulary? I'm not sure that weather can be aggressively self-assertive or scathingly harsh.
It was our upgrade, or lack thereof.
You either had an upgrade or you didn't. I don't mean to harp on this, but I think that upgrade means something different to us than it does to you.
When we booked the trip with our travel agent, we paid an additional $250 each for an upgrade to a different deck, which we assumed put us above the water line.
No. You upgraded to a different category, and that does not mean a different deck.
Much to our dismay, that wasn't the case. It was fine when we were sailing, but when docked our window looked out upon mossy and slimy walls. We were on water level.
Why are you in your room? There is a lounge with 270-degree views, and the upper deck has 360-degree views, both substantially above the waterline.
When we questioned the hotel manager, she assured us that we did indeed have an upgrade, saying that the rooms at the beginning and end of the hallway were standard. There were only 4, and ours was an upgrade because we were in the middle of the ship.
The hotel manager was correct. As I said, an upgrade can also be for the sake of convenience and location.
We were on a river, not the ocean, for God's sake. What difference does it make where on the hallway you're located?
Oh, I don't know. Closer to the restaurant, bar, lounge, elevator and guest services to whom you have already introduced yourself?
While those on the higher deck could look out at night and see the lights on land, we were stuck in what at times resembled a cave.
Yes, and they paid for that upgrade after researching what that upgrade would get them.
We're world travelers, having cruised upon the Nile, Yangtze, and Amazon rivers. We've also sailed with the major cruise lines. On each of these trips, we've paid for an upgrade and gotten one to a higher deck. That was fair.
And even after all that experience, you don't understand how a cabin upgrade works?
As you do know, word of mouth is powerful. A common thread of our conversations with other passengers on each trip, we take our other outfits we've traveled with. We have no problem telling them how much we love going with your competitors. Some people write down this information to remember for their next travels.
And some people disregard you as a pair of whiny self-entitled complainers who fail to find the enjoyment in travel.
My husband and I hope to take a trip along the Rhine next spring and shall be booking it in the fall. Because we feel that your cruise line was less than fair when charging an additional fee for a bogus upgrade, we shall choose another company.
Sounds like we are coming out as the winner in this situation.
And when the conversation on that trip turns to other companies we've traveled with, our feelings of being cheated by your cruise line will be always mentioned.
It always makes you look classy when you make empty threats in your letter.
It is my wish that whoever who reads this letter will forward it to the senior level. I look forward to their response.
Why would we forward this to the senior level? So they can get a laugh out of it along with us worker bees in customer service? They purchased a cabin upgrade through their travel agent, assuming they would get a cabin on a higher deck. Neither they nor their travel agent looked at where the cabin actually was, or what the difference was between their original cabin and their new cabin. The new cabin number was on their updated invoice, and the ship deck plan is in the brochure and on the website. Literally, a 2-minute search would have shown that the new cabin was on the same deck, but closer to desirable amenities and further away from potentially noisy areas such as the fitness center and crew quarters, but neither they or their travel agent took the time to look. Additionally, it does no good to threaten or make a broad statement that you won't sail with a particular company ever again. Seriously. If you choose not to travel with this cruise company because you made a big assumption and failed to do your due diligence, it honestly has no effect on that company. They simply don't care, as you are the outlier when compared the overall ratings for the cruise or tour. Should there be a lot of complaints about a certain aspect of the cruise, then that would be something to look into, but not one lone voice in the wilderness complaining about something that was not the company's fault. That potential cabin will just be sold to another guest who will more than likely have a wonderful time and won't complain about the cabin. The cruise company had rid themselves of a complainer and potentially gained a new satisfied customer. Finally, these people started out their letter by stating that they had a superb trip. If you enjoyed the trip so much, why would you base all future travel with this company on this singular event that was ultimately your fault? I've said it before, do your due diligence, work with your travel agent, ask the right questions. Make sure you are getting what you want. Be informed. These people claim to be world travelers but failed to do even the most basic of research.